Welcome, my legends, to a brand new mini-series on how to paint Istvan 5. We have a star-studded cast. Peachy, we have Oliver from Broadsword Wargaming, and of course, humbly, myself. We will be examining the key moments of the Istvan 5 atrocity. We'll be seeing how we can translate those narrative moments into miniature and how we can get the best from your collection, theming it on Istvan 5. From the black sands, where you don't actually paint anything black, to fallen, broken Primarchs, adding a wrench to Ferrus. We have you covered. Welcome, my friends, to painting Istvan 5. Okay, I have Ollie here from, how do you want to be known, Broadswords?
Broadsword Wargaming. Broadsword, sure.
The husband of Kiara. Kiara?
Yeah. Kira's partner.
Kira
does a bit of a channel while she does all the work. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So I'm joined by Oliver here. He's come around for the Kill Team Weekender, but we've got a bit of a special project lined up, haven't we? We've been talking about it since the start of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to fill in the audience? If they don't know about it now, I guess they'll never know about it.
Yeah, so basically the plan is I'm doing a big Istvan 5 project. And I'm doing a recreation essentially of the entire battle from start to finish, featuring all the Primarchs, all the characters, building a huge board, trying to make it as like immersive and lore accurate as possible for what I'm going to dub as a lore report. That's the plan.
A lore report, yeah.
Like a documentary. Documentary of Warhammer, and I need your help, Miles. I think is the thing.
What do you want from me? Because this is where the conversation starts, really, right? You sucker me in.
Yeah, I sucker you
with
these
promises.
Lure you in with these things.
Wouldn't it be a great idea if?
Yeah.
And then we end up here.
You love Horus Heresy, right?
Boxes full of stuff. Hold on. Oh, got my buttons.
Yeah.
Boxes full of stuff. Don't need picture-in-picture anymore. Oh, I'm like a DJ now. No, too many.
Wicket. Yeah. So basically,
That's getting cut.
I've lured you in at your place now. I've got you one-on-one. I'm going to force you to sculpt a load of Primarchs, and basically in the battle for
brought
those
Thatchers as well.
I did buy a Thatchers though, to be fair. In the story, Fulgrim and Ferrus is the big fight, right? That's kind of the first and second part of my battle report, but they don't fight with the weapons the models have. They have each other's, right? They're brothers and they pass each other the hammer and the sword. So I need them to fight with their appropriate weapons. And
so, like the front cover of Fulgrim, right? One's got a wrench.
Yep.
And the other's got a sword.
Yeah, basically. Fulgrim, they have a bit of a scrap. Fulgrim leaves the sword and takes the hammer back off, beating up Ferrus Manus before they end up meeting back at Istvan 5. So Ferrus angrily runs around with his iron fists and then brings out Fireblade, the sword he made for Corax, to try and kill Corax with it. Fulgrim with it. And Fulgrim uses the hammer and eventually the layer blade. So the models are sculpted with the wrong weapons. So we want to re-sculpt those and reposition them.
This is what we have here.
So I brought a load of the brand new Primark boxes over. And I feel like this is in your realm, right? This is
Fulgrim, yes. Fulgrim.
There he is with his sword.
Yep.
And there he is with his hammer.
So we did play this scenario on Max's channel, Barefoot Miniatures. We did like a big battle report of this. We swapped the rules over for them, and we did find out very quickly that Ferrus Manus, he ain't all that unless he's got the hammer. The hammer does the hard yards.
I mean, he's not in it much, Ferrus Manus, in the Horus Heresy. I do love the Shattered Legions as a concept. He's not in the Horus Heresy very much. He fights Fulgrim twice, loses both times, and then dies. So no spoilers, sorry. But for someone who should be a mega fighter.
And a great miniature as well. Like the miniature's insane.
I love the early Primarchs. So him, Angron, Vulcan. I think have all got lovely movement, right? The movement in them is so good. I really.
But do you know how they got this movement? I went for a job interview with Forge World years and years ago. I got chatting about Mark Bedford about this. So this is sculpted by Sam at the studio. In my opinion, the best sculptor there. And he took Mark Bedford round back by the bins, and he had him do these poses.
Okay.
And he took a few pictures or whatever. Yeah, but this is sculpted. This is Mark Bedford's gate.
Oh, nice.
That they sculpted here. Yeah. So that's my little insider
I'm
history of this.
If I'm sculpting models, or not sculpting, like positioning like dreadnoughts and stuff, I do stand up in the shop or the studio, right, and go like, how would you look if you were like punching something or...
You need to know the centre of gravity as well.
It's
Otherwise
important.
they look off.
Yeah.
They look awful, they look off. I think that's what these like early Primarchs do.
So good.
Like you can see that somebody has posed some, like there's a grounded realism running right the way throughout these sculpts. I think that's very typical of sculpts at this time, like the grounded reality and nature of just the entire universe, from the books to the literature they're producing in the Black Library, the Black Books themselves, and then the miniatures. So how are we going to resculpt these? Because whenever I chop up one of these Primarchs, it does feel a bit sacrilegious.
Yeah.
You did mention you want them to be part of a scene,
yes,
right? But they're already a part of a scene. They're already interlocked. So how are we going to change these? What do you want done to these?
I really like the movement of Ferrus, more so than I do of Fulgrim. I'm not a huge fan of the Fulgrim sculpt. I think where you put a hammer in that hand, I think it would look off. The holding a hammer is heavier than holding that sword, right? I know they're strong in their Primarchs. I just don't imagine him swinging the hammer with one hand when Ferrus is doing it with two, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is very much like a duelist pose, right? Yeah. I was fortunate enough again to, when they ran the Horus Heresy weekenders, they talked about the sense of movement and flight around the character, like all this negative space. So when a viewer saw this miniature, it was a lot of empty space and movement, momentum, energy running throughout this. So yeah, I do absolutely agree. Like having a hammer there just completely unbalanced. It would be a very easy thing for me to do. A very quick weekend to do this in.
And that's what, if I didn't have your skills and expertise here, that's what I'd have to do, right? I'd basically cut the sword off and put the sword, so Ferrus is holding like a long-bladed sword with a long hilt, and it's a sword, and he's swinging it with two hands. You get away with that, but I don't think you get away with a hammer in that hand. I think it just looks off. So what we're probably going to need to do is either bring a second hand round, or like he's supporting with the left hand, supporting the very bottom of the hilt of the hammer and swinging it, or try and bring it into the body more and ground the leg.
Yeah, so it's going to be closer to this sculpt.
Correct. I'm fine with coming down with the hit, where Ferrus is hitting up.
So we'll need to cut it here. Like put this out. I think we might be able to get away with keeping that leg the way it is.
You could drop it so that leg is deeper into the sculpt.
Yeah, maybe pivot this round so like he's on the sculpt more.
Yes.
And then we'll probably have to cut the arms off. Well, we'll definitely need to cut the arms off. Might have to bisect it here and bring the hammer around, like sitting here.
Yes, and I quite like him hitting down still. I think that works.
So you still want like the downward momentum of him hitting something?
Not quite as like up to down, but you know where Ferrus is hitting, kind of feel like he's dragging the hammer up from the floor.
So he's kind of like bringing it over his shoulder, about to hammer it down.
Exactly, and then we can, because Ferrus is on the defensive really, I think. He's losing this fight. Yeah. So Ferrus fighting from like heavy-handed and tired from the ground kind of makes sense for me in the sort of the story of it. So yes, I think you can keep almost the angle, if you know what I mean, like the weight of the hammer coming down, where Ferrus is kind of a late last-minute parrying up with the sword, I think.
I think in that case then, we will need to cut it at the hip and maybe rotate this a little bit more.
Okay.
Like, because if he has that downward swing, and that's quite an easy cut. So, I mean, breaking up this miniature, like the easy bits to do, this is quite an easy thing to do, because you can just pivot round, and there's some soft seal armor around there. That's fine. This is going to be quite easy to do. Just pivot it around, soft seal armor behind there. Cutting the foot, relatively easy, because when we put it onto the base, we can fudge a few of the details here. The biggest portions that are going to be a bit of a ball ache to do is getting that downward swing correct, like the feel and the momentum with it, in relation to these shoulder pads. So we might have to separate these completely and utterly and put them on post sculpt, so we make sure the downward momentum is there first. Big resculpting job on the arms and the truges as well.
Truges?
The truges, yeah.
That's a nice word.
Oh, I've had you, it should have been, hold on. When I've been explaining that, it should have been this image, it should have been on me. Oh, I'm not going to edit that in post. Okay, so it's...
Is that doable? How do you feel?
It's very doable. Like, I'm wondering like how big of a job it is. Like at the outset, I don't really feel like it's going to be a huge job. It's manageable. It's manageable. Okay. I would like a few more pictures and reference images of the downward swing that you're talking about to just ground it in my head. But actually grounding the Primark on the base, and then the main challenge is making sure it feels like there's a genuine action there.
Yes, I think that's what I love so much about all these old Primarchs, and I think that to sell the story for what I'm trying to do, it needs to feel like Fulgrim's winning.
Yes, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's using the weight of the hammer, he's using his position, he's taller, he's winning the fight.
Okay, I mean, we might even change it when we start talking about Ferrus, because he gets a dramatically different position. So instead of, at the moment, like the hammer coming over the head, it might be coming like in an upswing, depending on how... we could do an upswing with him about to take his head off.
Yes, yeah. I think, and I'm happy for this to change, and things do evolve with these kinds of projects, right? Like I've done enough where you set out with an idea and it just evolves naturally.
Just changes, yeah.
But I feel like the main thing with these Primarchs, and the main thing I want to do is tell that bit of story, and I know that's kind of something you enjoy a lot, right? It's like the art side and
the narrative,
storytelling and the narrative. So yes, it feels like for me, someone who doesn't have the sculpting experience, I'm sort of envisaging what I think is doable, but you may find your skills obviously far superior to mine, may find you can do more and it's easier to do things I'm not thinking about.
Yeah, it's ultimately going to be like whatever looks best
for
these.
And if it's Ferrus with a high guard, then fine. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not against that.
Okay, let's talk about Ferrus, shall we? Let's spotlight Ferrus. Let's get you in the picture. Ba-boom!
Oh yeah, pro.
What are we thinking about this?
Okay, so I don't mind so much the pose or the angles, depending. I think we're kind of Fulgrim led here.
Great, so we get Fulgrim right.
And we marry him up to it. And
okay.
I don't mind if Ferrus, in my mind, is almost on one knee.
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean? He's last ditch. Like
that's interesting.
In this fight, they're kind of a 50-50, right? And the weapons block. Fulgrim only really kills him because he gets the layer blade energy, right? And that's what kind of does it. Ferrus is going to take Fulgrim, I think, in the last struggle, but he's on his hands and knees, right? And so is he on one knee, down, last minute blocking with the sword to save his life from the killing blow?
One thinking. We even put this kind of like in silhouette. So we have just a crazy idea, like have Fulgrim with his hammer above the head and Ferrus Manus in front of him, like head down, about to receive the blow.
Yep.
But
I do have a second Ferrus, right? And this is where this an idea comes in. And I didn't know. I'm glad you said that because I didn't want to chuck another Primark at you. But what I was considering was we have. This Ferrus is mid-fight, right? So we have two Ferruses. We have Ferrus mid-fight, 50-50 dueling, slightly losing or whatever. But you could almost have a Ferrus on his, because that's what in the audiobook it describes.
Where's the other Ferrus? Where's the destroyed Ferrus? The eBay rescue Ferrus.
So these are both originals. I stripped them. They're like 12 years old now. They've travelled around. They've both been damaged, right? So I feel battle damage is okay. But I've got his other bits there. I've got the head, ironically. But what I was considering, if you were
amenable.
Yeah, willing. How I can convince you is in the story, just before Fulgrim delivers the blow with the layer blade, Ferrus is on his hands and knees and he's reaching for Fireblade to kill Fulgrim, and it's going to kill Fulgrim. And both of them are knackered, they're both bleeding, and he's on his hands and knees and he's going for the blade. As he's doing so, the layer blade is speaking to Fulgrim, saying, do it now, do it. He doesn't want to, and it just happens. It takes over, the purple mist gets him. So, is there room for a hands and knees, oh my god, just straight in there. That's brutal. A hands and knees dying Ferrus, either reaching for the blade or pleading for his life just before the moment strikes.
I mean, initially, just looking at it, I think, that's not great radio. What we can do is...
You just did that.
I just
you did that. That's still an original 4x1. You don't care, do you?
No.
This is brutal.
I'm resculpting it anyway, so
this hurts.
Let's do it.
My eyes.
It's genuine Forge World.
It is genuine Forge World.
You can smell if it's Chinese stuff.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I bought them from Forge World. Right? Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is we can put it like, got a bit of black tack. So we're going to cut up his knees as well. and almost have like this hand across him like this, like he's holding like his guts in, and then with the other hand
he can be reaching out, or he can reaching for the sword down.
like reaching like almost like behind him with the blade. That might be, and we could put like a little mini narrative in there almost. So we'd need to cut here, cut here, cut here. I think that's doable. I think that is very, very doable. We might lose a little bit like the cog detail we have here.
It's okay.
Because that is exceptional detail there, and I very much doubt, even on a good day, I'll be able to like resculpt that.
He's totally wrecked at this point. Like his arm is rent, he's bleeding.
He's messed up.
He's not well. Do you know what I mean? Do you want to do a third Ferrus where he's just fighting with his fists?
Yeah, let's do 3 Ferruses, why not?
Because he doesn't actually use the sword until he meets Fulgrim. But
let's do a squad of Ferri.
Ferri Manusai.
Ferri Manusai. Okay, we're so going to be going around.
Look, you're just doing this.
The back of my bins later on, well, in the morning now, and we're going to act out these poses.
You just started.
I've just snipped him up already.
Is it me on my hands and knees, obviously?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, oh, okay, so even that's quite like a cool pose.
So you can have hand out, or hand back, or hand in front?
I'm thinking, because all the dynamism is going to come through. Oh,
God,
that's a really easy fix. Look, we can.
I don't even need you for this.
No, you could have done this yourself. you could have ruined your own miniatures.
Yeah, it's easy for you to ruin them when it's on this way.
Yeah.
You've got a spare hammer now as well for Fulgrim, but there you go. Look.
Yeah, it's weirdly liberating, like dealing with people's commission work as well.
Because I couldn't do it. Every clip hurts.
But you have that mental block, like, oh, it needs to be perfect. It's my miniature, but no, you, as a commission artist, like you're on a timer, you need to get it done. So you have to get over that initial trepidation, that initial fear.
I think I just don't feel like comfortable that I could put it back together.
Cutting up like a 60, 70, how much are these now? Like 80
hundreds of euros, yeah.
100? Oh, okay, this is my dirty tack. It's not my black tack. There's my black tack. I put that there. Yeah, black tack
this was like a bonus. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. Oh, so the pose is perfect already. I would quite like to keep like the hand there.
Yeah.
So you can't see it from the front, but when you revolve the miniature around, you can. And then one thinking, if we have like Fulgrim above him about to strike down, if you look at it from this angle, because I did this with the Dreadnought not too long ago for the Return to Istvan project, where I had the Dreadnought stomping down on the Marine, and he's looking off into the distance, but the Marine is reaching out for a melter bomb. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like an implied narrative there. Is he going to bleed out? Is the Dreadnought going to crush him? Is the Dreadnought going to notice, or is he going to get that melter bomb and kill him? So I think that'd be quite a cool thing to do with this piece. And then it rewards people looking at it from different angles.
Love it. It's definitely, that is 100% in with the narrative. The whole point at that particular point of the fight is Ferrus going to get the sword and get Fulgrim, because Fulgrim's given up actually. The real Fulgrim almost accepts that something's happened, and he kind of not wants to die, but he doesn't want to kill his brother. It's only the threat of his death does he then say to the Layer Blade, okay. And he sort of loses that final battle where it kills Ferrus, and then he's like, oh my god, I don't want to live anymore, and then he gives in.
So that came out really clean then. Like I just cut that off, no loss of detail.
You're just doing it.
I'm just doing it.
Brave.
And then we'll need to get rid of these. Off they come. And then what I can do, so instead of having it back, bring this forward. Have that down like that. Like so.
God, I love it.
There we go. Yeah, so doable, yeah. Very, very, very doable.
Doable,
it's done.
Yeah.
It's done, mate.
Right, well, would you believe it? I've got a third ferret. No, I don't.
Yeah, the Legion of the Damned Ferrus.
Well, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, that'd
be pretty cool. Like
I've considered that with that one. If we weren't going to do anything with it here, that was going to be the Legion of the Damned Ferrus. Genuinely.
That'd be quite cool.
I love Legion of the Damned.
Maybe for like a different project. Not this one.
Not this one.
Not this one. Okay, and you've brought this guy as well.
I have. So this from the same era as that Ferrus. They haven't travelled well. Actually, when I moved to Ireland, my family packed them, and well, you know, that's what happened. So they've been painted, stripped, broken. I've got more spare bits for him, but what I need for Corax, I've got a full Corax who's all happy at the start of Istvan, right? He's kicking ass.
Yep.
And then as the story goes on, Ferrus is dead, Vulcan has been nuked, and Corax tries to escape. And Corax does escape, but in the process, he gets absolutely wrecked. He has a fight one-on-one with Comrade Kurz, with the one blade. He's knackered, he loses the jump pack goes, he pulls the hollow whip out, he drags a heavy bolter off a predator and blasts loads of dudes with it.
That's right, yeah.
So I feel like if I was to do this, all I would do is change the pistol to a heavy bolter and put a whip in the other hand and
Call it a day.
And that's it. But I feel like maybe you can do more with that.
I think we can certainly. Oh, okay. One of the claws is broken, right?
Yes, well, you just broken one. That's perfect.
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah,
so that's going to be the broken claw.
Yeah, he has one Raven's Talon, no jump pack, and well, he has a bit of a jump pack, and a whip. So whip in the right hand feels natural for that pose. Heavy bolter in the left, but there's more weight to it than that model is giving, right? Much the same way Fulgrim is stood up, you know, would look weird with a hammer. I feel like he'd look slightly weird with a heavy bolter in that sort of slightly dainty pose, because he's clearly jumping on a jump pack, right?
Okay.
So I feel like we need to ground him a bit more.
Yeah, I've just destroyed his foot, so I will resculpt that.
That's what weathering pigments are for, right?
Yeah. Ugh, come off you.
I forget how that model's linked together, actually.
It's going down. It's not going down without a fight.
Much the Corax way.
Come on. I wonder how much the mic is picking up on that sound of tortured resin.
Oh, it hurts my ears, to be honest.
Ah! There we go. Off he pops.
Yeah.
There you go. I got the extra piece, but I'll probably just resculpt it at this stage.
So he could do with being weighted better to shooting a heavy bolter, or he's not shooting a heavy bolter and he's about to whip someone with the whip.
So, yeah, I've seen a few conversions of this.
Yeah.
Like robbing him of his dynamism, I think would be quite a big thing to go with. So this leg is fine.
Yeah.
This leg, if I cut a lot, I mean, I need to cut that a little bit more.
It's like come up a bit or something, right?
I think I could just put it like slightly behind him to make it seem like he's
bracing,
stamping forward. I can cut, so I could be a little bit gung-ho with some of the elements, like the back seals. I can cut into those all day long without really worrying about the detail, but I'm not going to go so gung-ho on things like this. I'll need to soak this in some warm water, make the resin more malleable, and I'll cut into that with a really sharp knife to preserve the detail as much as possible. If I did that, it's going to break at a weird angle. It's going to ruin the sculpt that's there. I don't want to do that. So, I mean, I was being a little bit cavalier because I know the kind of cuts I can make that I'm not going to just completely blow over the detail, destroy the detail.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a relatively easy one. I can cut here, bring this back, and that way he's already in that lurching motion.
Yep.
Cut across here, twist.
Yep.
To have the heavy bolter behind him, maybe, or have the heavy bolter in this hand. But either way, I'll need to cut across here to spin things around and change around. Cut the head off. Is this going to come? Oh, might get lucky. There we go. Got lucky with that. If it didn't come away like that, if there was a lot more pressure, I wouldn't have just torn it off. But yeah. I was lucky it just came away. And I could do, okay, I'll need to resculpt the hair.
The hair doesn't work at that angle, right?
Cut this away, but that's easy enough to do. That's an easy job, the resculpt.
I suppose I've not thought about that. You could have the heavy bolter in the right hand, right? And he's whipping almost relaxed whip or whipping forward, right?
Yeah.
He's like swinging the heavy bolter around. You could almost do it.
To like get a target.
Yeah, I've not thought about that way, actually.
Yeah, but I think we'll need to cut that up a little bit more. When we do cut up, we're going to have a much clearer idea of which hand we want the heavy bolter in and which hand we want the whip in. Yeah, once we have that basic static pose in place.
I quite like the one wing. I feel like it adds like a cool element of bit more something, do you know what I mean, to the model. A bit more of a picture.
And it's nice
frame.
It's kind of like destroyed already. We might want to replace...
a bit looser. Maybe.
What we can do is like cut along here and bring it down.
Yep.
Because it wouldn't be filled out if he's on foot.
Yeah,
it would just sort of be like broken wings. What we could do is...
I do have the second wing as well if we ever needed it.
This is a gorgeous detail here. absolutely gorgeous, but it might get obscured by the heavy bolters. So what we could do is remove this and maybe put some of those feathers in this hair, like an Apache.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, possibilities there. Okay, 3 Primarchs. 3 Primarchs, manageable. It's fine, easy. Nothing. No more.
I'm glad you feel that way about it.
No more Primarchs, right?
I have more with me, but like, you know, that's probably it, yeah. Unless you want to do a Lorgar getting bisected, you know. No, that's good.
It's tempting. It's tempting. Yeah.
I can see the cogs. No, that's all we need.
I can see it. I think, yeah, I'd much rather do an AIRBRUSH bisected.
Well, we all would.
Oh god, yeah, that would be a very cathartic project. Okay, so that's the initial design overview. That's the kind of thinking process. That's the kind of thing I go through with clients when we book a commission. So I do generally get sort of like more bespoke commission stuff now, more specialized stuff. So when you book a commission, we send through an invoice, we send through our price. If you're agreed upon, you book a deposit. We send you through an invite, and we go through this kind of like onboarding session where you'll have art, you'll have inspirations, we go through color schemes, we go through everything like we've just done with Oliver there. Okay, so over the next couple of days, we will be doing a Kill Team project, a Kill Team weekender, in fact, where I'll be teaching people how to paint Kill Team in one weekend, but I'll also be sculpting these on the side, because we all know, if you're a long-time patron, sculpting or resculpting a project, it's all about patience. You need to wait to allow the putty to cure and then do it in stages. So let's see how patient we could be.
I'm patient.
We are patient.
I mean, we're on a timeline, but I'm patient.
Okay, let's get on to the next stage of actually cutting these bad boys up and putting some putty around them. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Oh, yes. Okay, in the next video, we are looking at how we resculpted, or how I resculpted the Primarchs. But if you're lusting after more Horus Heresy and Saturnine painting tutorials, they're available right now. Come learn how you paint an Iron Hand. Come learn how you paint a Dark Angel. Come learn how you paint every single Horus Heresy Legion to date, with full PDF guides, video tutorials, and in most cases, a Primarch video as well. What are you waiting for? Diving for nothing more than $1 per month. That's it. That's the minimum buy-in. I'd love to see you there, part of the community. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next video.